Hello people, thanks for tuning in. I've just got make a video. Haven't done a snake video or a reptile or a tegu video in a while. Been doing other videos, which my interests in my channel are all kinds of things, as you know. Some people probably get annoyed that are subscribed for reptile stuff, and some people that are Suron or car related are like, man, he's showing reptile stuff again. Well, it's just the way it goes. But I came across a really good deal today. It was like $7 for 2 liters. I think that's how they measured it, of Eco Earth, which is it is coconut husk. That's what it is. It's coconut husk, really finely ground up. And I'm really proud of. Let me see here. Let me rotate the camera here. As you can see, I've got my cages in my closet. Stays really nice and humid and warm in here. When I open the door up, you can just feel it going out. But let me step out just to show you. I've posted other pictures too, but it's all in a closet and it works out really, really well, except it's really small in here and it's difficult to do things and film. So I've added a bunch of Eco Earth to Leo's cage, and there's his little heater kicking on the floor that just keeps a good ambient temperature in here. But there is Leo, my Hypo boa. And what's really cool and unique, I watch a lot of, I don't watch a ton. Everything I don't watch is boa related, but I watch boa videos, and boas just are either hit or miss. They're really jumpy and real snippy and overly, cautious, and then a lot of them don't like to be handled, and they strike and they hiss and they bite. But it's really cool that mine have become, well, I can't say become because they were really tame when I got them, but now they're even more calm and more predictable because they know me. I've had this one for about a year, and I can just go right up to him. He'll slip his little tongue out and smell me and recognizes me immediately. But I have let's just put it this way, very, very few worry that I'm going to get tagged or bit or struck at. I don't like to be struck at. It's startling in the first place. Even if you've had snake 30-40 years, when a snake strikes at you, it's startling, and I don't like it. And I don't like my fingers to have little puncture holes in it, and I just don't like it. So I am really appreciative that they are not nippy and biters and grumpy. Really, really a blessing. You kind of want to probably have to pull him out, but Leo is probably now reaching. I've had Leo maybe a year, and he was not a little baby when I got him, maybe 6 months old when I got him. Well, I say he, but it could be a female. But again, this is my Hypo boa. We're going to pull him out here and put him up so he can come out, and then I can maintain his cage a little better. Got these little limbs, or not limbs, but rods that they can hang on when they come out. Got to make sure, because Leo's not the most agile when it comes to hanging on to things. You got to make sure he's got a good grasp, or he could take a spill to the floor really, really easy. You got to make sure his tail is wrapped up on the end there, and then he's got a secure grip. But I let them out, and if you've seen in previous videos, I let them come up and hang on the dowel rods that I have in here, and they hang, and then they come over to this one right here, and then go up to another shelf up taller, and roam all over this room. But I just wanted to make the video. I'm really proud of my terrariums. And the substrate that I've got, this is over 3 years of substrate material. There's probably 20 different types of dirt, moss, Spanish moss, sand. So much stuff is mixed in this, and I'm really proud of it. It's such good substrate. Soil holds moisture insanely well. Literally, it's got Zoomed, it's got all the different brands of substrate that I've just bought over the years, and I've mixed them all together, And when they go poo-poo, they go in a very small spot. That's what's good about my boas, is that they poo-poo very little. And it's just in a perfect little spot. I just pick it up. It almost doesn't pick up any substrate, and I just put it in a little container, and I take it out in the front yard and throw it in the grass. So I don't really ever waste any substrate. Also, too, this is the bark, fur, or whatever, Zoom Ed, or one of the other major brands that makes substrate material for reptiles. But really good substrate. I think my snakes are really lucky to have me as an owner. And good hide for Manny or Leo. Was like $25. Pretty cool. I can't remember who exactly makes it. This is obviously, a lot of people have this, and it weighs like a brick, but it's really sturdy. It looks like a rock. It's got a little smaller entrance and a big area in here. Plus, I painted mine black on the inside so that it's really dark in there. So without that dark inner layer, you can see the humidity and the moisture in there from the moisture from the dirt, which is really good for shedding and things like that. But yeah, black in there, so when they go in there, they really feel secure in a dark spot. And because otherwise, when I didn't have that black surface in there, it was a lot lighter in there. And so I like to make it as much as a cave-like scenario as I can. So yeah, this is the top terrarium. I'm going to add some down here to the bottom. This is where Manny, my Nicaraguan boa stays. And he doesn't quite have the level of dirt or substrate in there as this one does. So I'm going to add a lot of that container there after moistening the blocks of the cocoa fiber, blended up, almost kind of like a sand material. And I'm going to put a lot back in here up to maybe about 5 inches. It's only about an inch right now, and Manny is in that black. Believe it or not, that's an oil change tray from Walmart for like $1.99. He's bigger, so he has to have a bigger hide, and I just have a little hole cut in the front so he can go in there, and he loves to be in there. Plenty of room, and for him, and just an easy alternative rather than buying one of those specific made reptile black plastic boxes that cost like probably $25. That Walmart oil tray pan was $1.99, and they work out well. I use them for oil tray pans, oil drain pans. I have a couple in the garage, motorcycle oil drain pan, but obviously I don't put oil in that one. So yeah. And then the same maker that makes that big nice water bowl right there for Manny, because he's larger. I have a smaller one on the top one. That is like, it weighs like a brick. It's pretty hefty and a lot bigger. No way any snake or lizard's gonna turn that over. But I wish I had another one, but they're like $30. And all this stuff adds up, over the years buying stuff. I probably got $2,000 or $3,000 worth of money invested in cages, lighting, and substrate, and materials that go in it, and heat pads, and everything else everybody has. I'm buying lights all the time, ceramic lights, and for infrared heaters and ceramic heaters and different light bulbs because they burn out so fast. But that's just the way it is with reptiles. But there's Leo going down. Leo's a really great snake. I'm so lucky that I got two really, really good boas. Again, I can pick them up at any time. I can, touch their head if I want. I can do anything really with them, and they put up with it. Not necessarily saying that they love the things that I always do, but they manage to put up with it, and rarely ever hiss, or almost never have struck at me, and just really good pets, and for as far as snakes and boas. So here's what Leo likes to do. Leo likes to get out of the cage, come over here onto the side, and squeeze into a little space between the wall and the terrarium, and then he just likes to go sit right back there for days in a little spot. and just loves to hang out. Not be in this nice prepped terrarium that I have, but get out and just go climb on the side. All right, well now it's Manny's turn to come out. I just took his top of his hide box, or the hide oil tray pan, off, and I surprise him, you know, when you take something off, and I mean, they're in pitch black, but I can just come in immediately and just touch him on the head, pick him up. Doesn't care. It's a little piece of poopy that I need to clean up. But Manny is the perfect boa too. Amazing. His temperament. Let me pick him up. Only one hand. And put him up here. Well, he might get burned on a light, so let me rearrange real quick. Okay, well, he's going to come up on my shoulder and my arm. Being in a small room makes it difficult because you got to balance everything. But I've never, very, very, very rarely, I cannot say, you know, out of the 2.5 years I've owned Manny, that he has not been upset once, because there was likely one time that he didn't want to be bothered, or I've never been bitten by him. And rarely hisses, never gets upset when I take him out. But I wish I could just pull the camera back and show you. Manny is not very big as far as constrictor snakes go. He's kind of a noodle. I mean, he has gained a lot of weight and quite a bit of girth since he was a little baby. You know, probably 13 inches long. It's just I don't have a lot of space. I'm going to he's going to push my mic off my shirt, and he's kind of a dark, because from my observation, my boas like it colder or cooler than most of the time that I give them options to go to. I mean, and do they know it's winter and they need to be about 77, 78, 79 degrees? Possibly. I don't want them to go up there and get burned. Oh, hang on. In this room, it makes it really difficult because Manny wants to go somewhere where he can crawl up. And so he's quick to go and do in this room. So he's definitely getting on there, and I can't remember if these heat lamps are really hot, but he could burn himself, but they're not, so he's good. But there his head is. He's just such a really good snake. Very, very low threat of pissing him off and getting struck at or getting bit. And that's just so cool. Because a lot of boas are pissy animals. They don't like to be held, or they're fearful, scared, but Manny, he's sometimes a little head shy. He doesn't like his head touched. But I'm working on that by touching his head more and getting to where he doesn't flinch away when I touch him on the head. But, yep. Oh, it's just difficult to film in this room. Or video. Sorry, I'm not filming. Video. But now I'm going to add the substrate to the coconut husk, the fresh coconut husk, to his terrarium. And put about another 1.5 inches, 2 inches in there, and then stir it up and make sure all that wood fiber gets mixed in, and it'll be a lot more humid and nice for Manny to be in his cage down below. So I let Manny go do what he wants to do, and he comes to the other side of the terrarium, and he goes and climbs in the back right there and loves to sit there. It makes it really difficult for me to get him out, because that is probably only about 1.5 inches, 2 inches max, this space. So it's hard to fit my hand all the way back there. But he goes right back there and hangs out and for hours and hours and hours, and maybe even a day. And there's his love buddy right there, Leo. All right, so here's Manny's new palace. It's got about another 2 inches of substrate in there. It's real moist, real humid. It's got some little climbing limbs, and there's oil tray hide pan. Got a rock on it so it stays where it needs to be. But, oh yeah, it's great for him. Most of the time he stays in his hide, comes out at night, cruises around, and does a lot of sitting, as most snakes do. It's real messy in here now, so don't hold that against me. But there's my closet for the snake's little perfect environment. Well, close to it. I can't say it's perfect because I'm always learning, always trying new stuff out. There's a little kind of makeshift cheapy thermometer and humidity gauge. Got them all over the place trying to make sure the snakes are properly taken care of and seen to. That's my video. I don't know how much more I have to show you, but Leo is probably going to be kind of a smaller boa is my thinking, because I've had other large snakes and they grew way faster. I'm not overfeeding Leo, but I am feeding him, every couple of weeks. And sometimes maybe, every 7 days, in between. Just, I don't really keep track anymore. I just kind of keep a mental schedule, which is not always perfect. And so he's just not growing very fast and not showing me signs that he's going to be a big snake. He's actually, I think, growing small or slower than my Nicaraguan boa, which is a dedicated boa more from the Mexico area, and therefore they're always going to be smaller. But Manny is labeled a dwarf boa, and so dwarf meaning smaller. So hopefully Leo will not get more than 5 feet like Manny. Manny's probably going to be around 5 feet full grown. And then maybe looking at possibly getting a new one. I don't know. We'll just see. It's a lot more money than I want to spend. But I love boas so much. They're such great snakes. And I would get a female for sure. And then maybe, not intentionally trying to become a breeder, but maybe possibly have babies. That would be really cool to experience. All right, we're to that time, the end of the video. Thanks for tuning in. Give me a like if you liked my video, find it informative, and check back for more future content as I make it. Good night. Bye-bye.